Hey guys, welcome to the ZeroFunction podcast where no brain cells are present. And I think that tagline couldn't be any more appropriate for today's episode because we're going to be talking about the world's dumbest conspiracy theories. We had a bit of a heavy episode last time, so we're going to, bring it back with some lighthearted banter today. So I am Genevieve, and we're also here with CONALL and Lee today again.
I'm
back.
Was that the only sound?
I was trying not to do anything through there because there's something in my eye. Ah!
Yeah, I think that tagline's pretty accurate to the mood in the room as well.
Yeah, it's just accurate to us in general. Like,
yeah.
I'm in pain. Don't worry, I'll sort this out.
Yeah, it's like, do you have anything to wash out your eye, or?
It's right.
We move.
Was that immediately before we began recording?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, it was as she was saying the fucking intro. I'm like, oh no, okay.
Oh, good
no.
timing.
Oh man. But yeah, so I have 7 different conspiracies. I didn't do as much research as Lee did for last week, but I think that's alright because I feel like we can just shit talk our way through this episode.
Yeah, I don't blame you. That was a ridiculous chunk of time out of my life. Yeah.
I mean, hey, at least it shows that you're dedicated to the cause.
Oh yeah, of course.
Awesome. So we're gonna start with a pretty, what would you call it? Like one of those ones that you don't know how someone came up with this. Because some conspiracy theories you can kind of be like, I guess
there's some form of reasoning behind it.
Yeah. So just as an example, flat Earth isn't part of this, but for flat Earth, back in the day, you could be like, yeah, okay. Now people that believe in it, you're kind of like, what? But you can still kind of see the
Yeah, it's conspiracy theories with reasoning but not evidence.
Yeah,
pretty much.
The problem is once you put more than 30 seconds thought into it, it completely collapses.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. But this one, the first one I have, you can't even put 30 seconds of thought into it. It's just who? What? Yeah. And all these conspiracy theories that I came up with, they're not just taglines of things. There are groups of people in the world who actually believe in these.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's a bunch of weird shit.
Humans are so weird.
You just don't know what somebody is thinking in their head, honestly.
Yeah, there's so many different variants of, people out there.
It's scary, man.
Oh, man. But anyway, so my first one... You don't like what?
I don't like to think about it.
Pretty much. I thought you just went, I don't like people.
I just assume that everyone I run into is a basic functioning human being.
Yeah, I mean, that's
just
a better way to live.
Kind of competency.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if you just assume they're all, psychotic, it's
also,
a scary
I apologise for any weird mouth noises. I've been fighting off a cold for the last, 2 weeks.
Coronavirus!
Yeah, no.
It's okay.
I didn't know about it.
We're all pretty, socially distanced right now.
Yeah.
Just for the microphone's sake.
I am wedged into a closet surrounded by coats.
Yeah.
And I mean, have a sweatshirt behind my microphone.
Let us know how our audio quality is.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm, stuck in a door frame.
It should be better than last time at least, I hope.
Yeah.
Less echo, maybe?
Yeah, we're trying to, work everything out for the, what do you call it? My brain just completely went blank. All the technical sides, we're trying to figure out any glitches and things like that. So hopefully it gets better and better with every episode.
I just hope in the future I don't have to be holding a sweatshirt.
You look like you're cradling a child.
I'm gonna take a picture of this.
Why?
Please do. Yeah. But anyway,
reasons.
The very first conspiracy theory I'm going to be starting with is.
Sorry, just in the background there.
Yeah. The moon isn't real.
The what?
Hold
on. The moon isn't
I
real.
know about this one. Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
So people truly think that the moon is a giant hologram, and it's powered by a massive electrical plant, just somewhere in the middle of nowhere, because it's hiding something that's actually in the sky.
Yeah. And this one also feeds into the hollow moon theory.
I saw that literally when we were standing in the kitchen. I wish I had found it before, but I saw it just. What is the hollow moon theory?
Basic gist is I'm totally taking over your thing here.
This is what the podcast is for.
Yeah. Okay. No. The basic rundown of it is that people believe the moon isn't a solid sphere of rock and stuff. It's actually a shell that was constructed by aliens.
What, the Death Star?
future time traveling humans. Well, I mean, just don't get me onto Star Wars. We'll be here all day.
Dangerous territory.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Very basically, yeah. Yeah, we'll go with that. Kind of like the Death Star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
For what purpose? We don't know. There's varying theories amongst the believers in the Hollow Moon theory. But
Yeah.
Very basically, the moon is artificial. It was built by whoever for whatever purpose.
See, because I was going to go into, like, the moon landing and fake and all that sort of stuff, but, like, reason to believe, like, technology back then, like, again, that one had some sort of slight substantial evidence, whereas this one, literally, people just think it's a hologram. Do you know how much energy it would take to produce a hologram every single night? And, like, sometimes, you can see the moon during the day, and, like, they had to, like, configure the phases of the moon. And
I feel like you'd need a power source that does not exist yet.
But also, the Earth spins,
Yeah.
so they'd need a hologram that can produce all over the world for people to see it.
It's like those what are they, fucking Google car cameras, like full 360 view. That's just the Earth,
Okay,
That's what it's doing.
So, do they think that it's a hologram, like, projected on the sky, like the skybox, for want of a better term, or that it's an actual, like, spherical, three-dimensional hologram projected into space where the moon should be?
I think more that one, because it says that it's hiding something that's, like, in the sky. They don't know what,
Okay.
but I think that also comes in terms of, like, the dark side of the moon and all that
Yeah.
sort of stuff.
I mean,
But-
it's obviously an alien mothership that's surveilling us
Yeah.
to prepare for invasion.
Oh, of course.
Oh, yeah. Imagine if the moon was, like, it was a hologram, but it's just, like, the cloak for some sort of alien spaceship.
That wouldn't be cash money. Just like one night, there's just this like long object, like spaceship. You're like, was that where the moon was?
Like, yeah, they're just observing us, but obviously they don't want to freak us out, so they're just like, we're just a planet.
Maybe it's a star whale egg. Shout out to one of the worst episodes of Doctor Who.
Doctor
Oh,
Who.
man.
Yeah, that one was not great. Kill
Yeah.
the moon. I mean,
There
Capaldi's
are
great,
people
but
who
he had to
believe
deal
that
with
we
some
don't, like,
terrible writing.
need the moon. Like, it just, like, if it disappeared, they're like, we'll be alright. Like,
We won't be alright.
No.
No.
You knew.
That'd not be cash money.
the moon is responsible for so many things, but, like, no, actually, do we have any more things to talk about the moon? Because I have another theory that kind of plays into what we were talking about with Hollow Moon.
Oh, I mean, moon in general, again, could be here all day.
There's
but
just so much
Yeah,
please,
true.
shit.
continue.
Yeah, because this was actually my fifth theory, but then because you brought that up, people believe that the Earth is hollow, and there is a secret tunnel to the center of the Earth
Yes.
via Antarctica.
I've heard this
I
one.
have just finished listening to the last podcast on the left episode about the Hollow Earth. Oh boy,
Hollow Earth.
Like, but
Nazis!
like. That's the thing. They say that it's hollow. They don't say that there's anything like. They don't say there's like a second world down there. They just say it's hollow. So, like,
I'm giving her a look.
yeah. Do we just like fall into the middle of the Earth if we go down there? Or?
Okay, so
Journey to the center of the Earth.
yeah. That's what we're talking about. It's okay. So there's
Class
I didn't
sensation.
even do any research for this week. I feel like I'm taking over.
Man.
So depends on which school of Hollow Earth theory we're talking about.
Which school?
What school?
So no, you know what I mean. when
I
say
know
it, right?
what you mean.
Okay, so
This isn't Skyrim.
So there's different classes of
School
what
of
level.
magic, my dude.
Yeah, what level of Hollow Earth do you believe in?
okay,
Yes.
so yeah, the most common one is related to Journey to the Center of the Earth,
Right.
and also ties in
Banger movie,
Nazis.
even though it was
and-
cursed. But
The
Ancient
first one
Nordic
was good. The second one was
civilizations.
trash.
Yeah, they were alright. It was the second one had The Rock in it, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
the first one was
Like,
Brendan Fraser.
It was a
yeah.
good movie on its own, but the fact that it's called Journey to, like, it's supposed to be the
Hmm.
second Journey to the Center of the Earth, that's why it's trash.
It was alright. I just don't like Josh Hutcherson. Bridge to Terabithia. Ugh, ruined him for me.
Something about Bridge to Terabithia gives me weird vibes.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just not a good movie.
But no, bro, he's such a good actor. Hunger Games?
He's alright. It's just rubbed me the wrong way for some reason.
He plays Peter Malak in the Hunger Games.
Ugh. Ugh.
Bro, I'm being so disrespectful.
I did not like
Josh
Peter.
Hutcherson is being so disrespectful. Lisp. disrespected right now.
Nah,
So-
don't vibe with that.
So people believe that, moving on, people believe that
Josh Hutcherson believes in Hollow Earth.
Obviously.
let's not put that
He's
out.
like,
let's
"I've
not
been
put that out there. Come on. That there is a series of massive underground caverns and tunnels, and basically an entire ecosystem under the surface of the Earth.
That I could believe in because there are
Yeah.
like the tunnels under France and things like that. So I
Oh, not like catacombs levels. I'm talking like an actual underground subterranean civilization.
see
like-
no that's I could
Yeah.
believe in like tunnels and things like that go a couple hundred miles deep. But like after that you lost me.
Yeah. The main theory is that there's supposed to be this civilization of advanced humanoids down there, and the
What, so now
idea
we have
is
aliens
Huh?
living on Earth,
I mean,
or is it just people
that does
just...
play into it, but the belief is that these are people who were fleeing the Great Flood,
Oh, yeah.
the biblical flood of Noah.
Mhm.
Yeah, which there is actual historical, physical evidence that a massive flood happened like thousands of years ago.
I mean, yeah, it is likely that one occurred at some point.
Yeah,
Well, I
But
mean,
that's-
Earth kind of
that's-
renews itself like every couple million years.
So, yeah.
anyway.
but that's the idea, is that
Just
these
a
people
flood
were
of it.
fleeing the Great Flood. Found refuge underground in these subterranean caverns and couldn't find their way back out afterwards, so they just created an entire civilization down there.
Question: do you
And
not
the-
need sunlight to survive?
Well, they could have evolved to, not have to require sunlight.
But-
maybe.
I mean,
How would they survive long enough to evolve?
look, I don't believe in this theory. I'm just telling you what I know about it.
Yeah.
What's the
Vitamin
thing?
D.
Yeah. Is there's stuff that like replaces vitamin D?
Well, you
isn't
can
there?
get supplement. I don't know if there's anything natural that can replace vitamin D. Because obviously, vitamin C you get from like fruit and things like
Yeah,
that. But
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't know anything natural that replaces vitamin D. Besides,
I mean, you could probably survive. There's probably
I think you'd be
something.
right.
I don't know.
You'd be a bit sickly.
well, that's the thing. You'd be sickly like all the time. I don't know if you can die from a vitamin D deficiency. Maybe I don't know.
Doubt it, as long as you got all the other things going for you.
You just-
Nazi
you just
exposition.
ill.
That
Who
You know,
knows?
okay,
that didn't
we're
work.
like 20 minutes in, and you've mentioned nuts.
I was
twice.
just trying to like make a
Section
do
12 liar.
do
Oh,
a
fringe.
funny kind of
Funny, haha.
transition into that, but my throat rebelled against me. Yes,
Just like the
Nazi
Nazis.
expeditions to the Antarctic in search of the Hollow Earth.
Yes.
That's about
The
it.
Nazis were
That's-
whack, man.
Bro, that's a sentence and a half.
Oh yeah, I could
Bro,
go
the
on
penguins are
about
concealing the entrance.
I could go on about Nazis and the occult again all day. It is a dense topic because
Well,
Hitler
then-
had some interesting beliefs.
He was a weird one.
Bro, this is
Surprisingly
Like,
enough.
supposed to be a light episode, guys.
I would love to do an episode on Hitler, just the life of Hitler.
It will come, probably.
I
In due
have
time.
Yes,
I
in
have
due
so
time.
many episode ideas. You have no
Of
idea.
course you do.
What we need to do is put up like a whiteboard like on that wall where we can just write down.
Yeah, so okay,
ideas.
I
every
used to
every
have a
3
whiteboard.
weeks can be your week, and then it'll be my week. Then another 3 weeks of yours, and then it's Connell's week.
Oh, you want to record 3 episodes at a time again?
No, I just meant like how a month has 4 weeks. You can have 3 of those weeks.
Oh, okay, right.
and
I
we'll just
see.
chill here with nothing.
I've been shanghaied into senior researcher. All right.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you were just supposed to be like a featured guest. And now you're like, you know what? You can do most of the work. It's fine.
Oh man.
Yeah. So the Nazis' theory was that their Aryan super race was.
I
I'm
don't
just
know.
hearing noises outside.
It sounded like it was raining, like for 2 seconds, and then I just
No.
heard voices.
We're just getting robbed. It's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they believed that there were entrances to the Hollow Earth at the North and South Pole. They decided to go to the Antarctic to find it, and they believed that the subterranean race that lived in the Hollow Earth was the Aryan super race. That they were, like, Nordic, blonde-haired, blue-eyed,
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
Yeah.
Übermensch. Yeah, and that's what they were looking for.
Yeah, it's-
Damn. Did they
it's a
find
lot of weird beliefs.
anything?
I mean,
Come on, come on.
But like,
I'm
How
pretty sure
long
that was a
would-
rhetorical question.
there was
Yeah.
at least one expedition that didn't return.
Oh.
Bro, imagine if they were like, oh yeah, we'll go on this expedition, and they just left because they were like, we don't want to be here anymore.
Well, I mean, they were fully funded by the German government.
Well,
at the
exactly.
time.
But what if they didn't want to be like part of whatever Hitler was doing? So they were like, yeah, we'll go on this expedition. They're like, yeah.
We out of
Yes,
here.
it's possible.
Yeah, and they just like left. They just like, we out, and everyone's like, oh my god, they died.
Audi 5000.
Yeah,
We going to South America, boys.
yeah. They're just like chilling.
We gotta be involved in this.
Another conspiracy that goes, because when you said North and South Pole, I remembered something. This one I didn't have written down, but the theory that the Stonehenge can't
Hinge.
speak. Yeah,
You got it.
that thanks.
Not really.
And the Easter Island heads create like a body through Earth. So the
Excuse you?
have you guys never heard of this one?
A body through
I don't-
Earth.
First of all, are they actually like opposite each other on the globe? I don't think so.
Oh boy.
But anyway, so those
I doubt
so
it.
Stonehenge is the toes, and then the Easter Island heads the head.
They're probably kind of close, I would think, but
Yeah.
Let's see.
So that's like an actual like thing. People believe that it's like a body, like a Titan,
yes,
like a Titan through the Earth, and
It
like that's what's
is-
holding Earth together.
it is Earth itself. It's a celestial being.
Yeah, like
This website is not loading for me.
Just load the wall.
yeah. Just
Are
load.
you about to like consume your microphone or something?
I was thinking about it.
Don't do that.
Oh man,
It's
but
not-
Probably wouldn't make for great audio.
No, surprisingly enough.
But yeah, that's like that's a
Okay,
real
let's see.
conspiracy. I completely forgot about that one. That's like a real thing. Everyone thinks that there's like something that like a god or like that was a person, and is now solidified
That is bizarre.
in stone.
A god that was a person.
Yes.
Is that technically contradictory?
Stonehenge.
Yes.
Stonehenge is like
Demigod.
Northern England, right?
Yeah. Poke
I
holes
guess.
through my
Uh,
theory.
2 miles west of Amesbury.
Yeah, if it's
but
demigod,
where
I
is
guess.
Amesbury?
You
Oh, whatever
you
the
alright
fairy
over there?
thinking.
You got a lot of murmuring. Just
I'm
You alright?
trying to figure out where Stonehenge is.
is there not just like a
somewhere
Google map thing?
under the sea.
Did you not just Google Stonehenge and Easter Island?
Yeah, no, I'm actually looking for it.
I would just Google that and be like person,
person?
because the photo will come up.
I'm actually trying to find it. Okay, well, there doesn't seem to be anything like actually in the ocean in that area on the other side of the world. I'm not even talking into the mic.
Good one.
Where is Easter Island? Oh, yeah, no, that's like...
Ah,
Unless Easter Island is like south of New Zealand, there's no
What
way.
is that? That looks so cursed.
that's the photo.
Huh. Yeah, I don't think that's
Yeah.
to scale.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
No, also,
Oh, I didn't even see the Washington Monument.
Neither. That's the
Ah.
first time I've seen Washington Monument
You
added. So
couldn't-
Washington Monument has been added as
just had to not-
You can
the private area.
Yes, you can probably guess what the Washington Monument represents.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't even have to see the
Yeah,
image.
whether or not it actually lines up geographically, I don't know.
Who's like?
Personally, I'm just going to say yes. This is true. This is an actual thing, and
This is fact. Yeah.
we
I think somebody just
welcome
made
our
it
Hollow
for-
Earth overlords.
for a laugh.
Oh yeah, it's definitely probably a Reddit meme.
And then
that-
somebody was like, "It's true.
Yeah,
Oh,
it exists. Our overlords.
what I've been looking for this whole time."
I mean, you joke, but there's probably at least one person.
Oh, dude, see, that's the thing. You think of something dumb, and then you're like, you know what? There's probably one person that actually believes that.
Yep. It's very surprising how people can fixate on something with like no reasonable evidence at all. It's like,
It's like Rule 34 for insanity.
Yeah.
If it exists, someone believes in it.
do you know what Rule 34 is?
Well, no, I just thought it meant the rule for insanity, but is that not the rule? No?
Rule
No.
34 of the internet. If it exists, there is porn of it.
Oh,
Your silence was telling.
Yes.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
You have been enlightened.
yeah, you're not wrong. I'm definitely probably the most innocent one of the group. Not gonna lie.
Ah.
Well, I just don't spend any time on Reddit for one.
I mean,
Wow.
Reddit's like the surface.
Exactly. The Reddit is what gets you to the darker stuff.
Yeah, I reckon.
Exactly. So I just never made it any sort of surface of
Yikes.
anything. Mind you, I also probably spend the most time on the internet.
Debatable.
Yeah.
But you spend all your time gaming on the internet. I don't know what you do though.
He exists.
You've researched Ted Bundy.
There's a lot.
There's a lot to
So
know.
much.
So for our next theory, I don't know where I've gone. I've gone from like
Sweaty
1
hands.
to 5 to
I don't know.
okay.
Yep. Okay. What you got? What you got for us?
So the second theory I have literally has no backup. Like there's nothing to
I'm listening.
there's no backup. It's just this, like, a group of people do believe this. They don't know why, but
They just
So-
do.
dinosaurs
It's a good start.
helped to build the pyramids.
Mm.
So there's people who believe
Mm.
dinosaurs were around at the same time as, people, and they helped
Ramesses
them
the
erect the
Second.
pyramids.
Okay. So
Was Ramesses the second the guy who built the Great Pyramids?
uh,
The pharaoh at the time?
way before
That might just be
Ramesses,
talking
I
in my
believe.
ass.
But there's a guy, I didn't write all of this down, but there's a guy who's a teacher at the school in some little village or whatever, and he like believes, and he like tells people like, yeah, the dinosaurs helped, and like, but genuinely, not as like a troll.
no.
Like he genuinely teaches
Should
people
he
like,
have a teaching license?
Yeah,
he
probably
may,
not.
He may be confusing the fact that woolly mammoths still existed at the time the pyramids were being built.
yeah,
Um,
that's such a weird thing.
I want to say categorically that woolly mammoths and dinosaurs did not exist at the same time. Like
They-
they were not around.
They're
Well-
just not the same thing.
It was
Pretty
different
much.
ages, weren't they?
Huh?
What age were the dinosaurs in?
They were mostly, but a lot of people get confused. It wasn't the Jurassic. I think it was before the Jurassic era. But a lot of people yes, the Jurassic period.
mean,
That's when the
Jurassic
dinosaurs were
Park.
around.
Dinosaurs roughly existed over the Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous periods.
Yeah,
The Cretaceous period ended about 650 million years ago. I want to say.
Yeah.
I think the dinosaurs we kind of like think of typically, I think they were the Triassic.
That's nuts.
Okay.
That was so many million years ago,
I-
though. And we've
No,
still
I
got it.
was
Am
I
I
was
bullshitting?
very wrong. The Cretaceous period lasted from about 145 million to 66 million years ago, and the
See, but that's still nuts that like
Triassic.
dinosaurs were around that long ago, and yet like their bones are still around for us to dig up.
the
I mean, they
Triassic
wouldn't
period.
disappeared.
Yeah, well, obviously you're not going to have every single
Oh,
dinosaur
yeah.
just like.
Yeah, the Triassic period was around 252 million years ago. So I don't know where I got 650 million years from.
That's a fair bit back.
Let me just Google search 650 million years
And
ago.
when were the pyramids built?
Like
300 BC.
3 that
I thought it was
Pyramids.
300.
Sorry, I was
yeah, it might be like
lost in Google.
it's obviously BC.
Yeah.
obviously. I feel like 1,200. I don't know why it's in my brain, but I'm just throwing that number out there.
1,200. I think it's about 300. But I mean, I could be completely wrong again. But like, yeah, people genuinely believe that dinosaurs helped to build pyramids. All them T-Rexes with their tiny little arms, just like
T-Rexes.
they're using their mouths to just like pick up these
Right.
bricks.
I find it funny the fact that, contrary to popular belief, like dinosaurs like T-Rexes were probably actually had like feathers and shit.
Yeah.
And were furry.
Yeah,
Oh
It's
yeah,
like-
everyone knows about dinosaurs.
Where's
feathers.
epic?
they were just
I think
like
that's
big
way
dogs.
cooler.
I mean, they look kind of derpy, but you know.
With the fur, they're just big dogs.
Nah,
And
they're,
then
they're just
with the feathers,
they're
just
just
big
as
burbs.
terrifying. Just as terrifying.
But yeah, like they believe that people were controlling the dinosaurs that build their fucking pyramids. Just like when they got hungry, they just ate some of the Egyptians, and they're like, "Oh yeah, chill, get back to work."
Yeah, I mean, they're just another animal. You could tame them still. It'd be
Do you want to
difficult.
try and tame a T-Rex?
You could do it.
Okay, so the first pyramid, as we know them, is attributed to the pharaoh Djoser, who ruled between. Well, they reckon his reign began around 26 to 2700 BC.
Ah,
We were not close.
yeah, no, but
At all.
wait, that's when he reigned.
Yes,
So when was the pyramid built? For him?
I believe he
During his reign.
like
Oh yeah, that would make
made
sense,
it,
wouldn't it? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he said that at the start of the sentence.
it is a step pyramid, so not
A
like the
step
smooth
pyramid.
side kind of thing. It like goes
Oh,
up
I
in
was
steps,
just like, what?
like that.
yeah, yeah,
As a
yeah,
step
yeah.
pyramid.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
I
which
just,
is like one of there are different designs of pyramids that you'll find in
But
Egypt
that's like
and
the
around
first one,
world.
so that was 2000 what?
Round about
2600, did you say?
I mean, there's like half a dozen different accepted ranges for
Point
Israel.
being-
We'll say about 2680 BC.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Point being, dinosaurs were nowhere around that era.
No.
Nah.
No,
Like,
there were
you're a few
no dinosaurs.
million years off.
Oh, just a few million. Yeah, just a touch. Just a touch. I
And
mean,
yet people are just like, yeah, nah, facts.
Mm.
obviously.
Of course.
It's facts.
I mean-
Going... Oh, yep.
Oh no, never mind.
Nah.
Wasn't important.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's alright. Going on to our next fact, talking about the satanic worship. That I think you were talking about that before we started recording, actually. But
Yes.
it's just so dumb. Like, this was definitely written by someone who doesn't exercise. Like,
What?
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
It was definitely
Nah.
written
You
by
have my
someone
attention.
who, like,
Mate.
just is super unfit. So it says yoga is a form of satanic worship.
Hmm. Ha, ha, ha.
It's a trick of worshipping the devil, and I actually read some articles. It literally says Christianity believes yoga is a form of devil worship. Like, that was the headline. Mind you, I feel like anything that involves like early Christianity is always just so messed up.
Yeah, definitely. It's
Devil child.
This
Ah.
hurts. This hurts my head because
Yes,
I'm
exactly.
wondering how it could be some form of devil worship. Is it just like, yes, there's symbols behind the movement.
Yeah.
That
it's-
downward
it's gotta be
dog.
something to do with symbolism.
A downward dog is real devilish.
Yeah. But it says,
Uh.
so going online, there's a lot of stories of people saying they narrowly escaped the clutches of evil when doing yoga. Like, yoga, one of the most, like, relaxing, like, everything you're supposed to, like, stretch out all your muscles, relax, have a nice time. They're like, nah, you're about to be freaking sacrificed or,
Oh,
Just
like,
imagining
Okay.
it's like the satanic church and they're congregating. It's like, right, it's time for yoga. Gotta praise
claimed.
Satan.
Everyone get into your T-pose.
Oh boy. Okay. Let me just say categorically, the devil does not exist. Okay. Full disclosure, I am a Satanist. The devil does not exist. We do not believe in the devil. Like, literally. I encourage.
It's like free will and stuff, isn't it? Or
Yeah,
free thinking.
So I follow the tenets of the Satanic Temple, and I don't like to use the word worship because that's not what we do.
No.
We believe in the metaphorical devil of
So it's
So
more
what's his
just
name?
like a...
It's
Milton.
like a-
Milton's
it's like a-
Milton's devil from Paradise Lost. So more the figure of rebellion against a tyrannical authority.
Yeah, so it's a metaphorical person.
Yeah.
like, it's not an actual thing. It's just
we
it's
don't
the human embodiment.
we don't believe in the actual devil. We
It's
believe
like
in a concept.
Yeah,
Yes.
a concept, like a theology
Oh.
or something. So it's not
Yeah.
you're not following an actual being, just like yes.
Yeah. So there are. Oh boy, I'm turning this into an ad for Satanism, which is not what I wanted to do. But no, there are 7 fundamental tenets of the Satanic Temple. One should strive to act with compassion and empathy towards all creatures in accordance with reason. 2, the struggle for justice is an ongoing and necessary pursuit that should prevail over laws and institutions. 3, one's body is inviolable, subject to one's own will alone. 4, the freedom of others should be respected, including the freedom to offend. To willfully and unjustly encroach upon the freedoms of another is to forego one's own. 5, beliefs should conform to one's best scientific understanding of the world. One should take care never to distort scientific facts to fit one's beliefs. 6, people are fallible. If one makes a mistake, one should do one's best to rectify it and resolve any harm that might have been caused. And 7, every tenet is a guiding principle designed to inspire nobility in action and thought. The spirit of compassion, wisdom, and justice should always prevail over the written or spoken word.
Bro, why does it sound like
It-
rules to live by? Like, those
It
sound...
Yeah, exactly.
It just sounds like common sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
for the
that
most
sound.
part.
Yeah, that sounds like that's how we should be living. But then you're like, oh yeah, those are the rules for like Satanists, and everyone's like, wait, what?
Yeah. Well, in America, the Satanic Temple is less of a religion, and I mean, technically it is a religion. It's classified as such, but they use that to basically enforce the separation of church and state. So where, like in places where people want, like, let's say for example, they want schools to teach creationism in science class. The Satanic Temple will come along and be like, hey, you're teaching those Christian beliefs alongside these actual scientific beliefs. We are also a religion, and we would also like you to teach these satanic beliefs alongside them.
So it's kind of a way of preventing like indoctrination in a weird way.
Yeah, it's keeping church and state separate, which here in New Zealand we don't really have a big problem with. But over in America, obviously, you know, that's
How much yoga do they do
there? I have never done yoga. Cannot speak.
Man.
To,
Not even a true believer.
Cannot speak to any other temple members, but yeah, I have never done.
I've only almost done yoga once, and it was when I was studying sports science, and our teacher, man, she was a special lady. We went bird watching. I studied a diploma in sport and recreation, and we went to an outdoor education camp, we went bird watching. Yeah.
Fun.
Huh.
Bro, she was like...
Big fun.
She was awful rocker, man. But she woke us all up at 6:30 in the morning to do yoga, forgetting to, like, tell us that was happening. Like, she woke us all up, and we were all just kind of like, what? And then she was sitting outside waiting for us, and I kind of just, like, walked past by accident, and she was just, like, staring at me, and I was just like, well, what's going on? She was like, I'm waiting for everyone to join me for yoga. And I was like,
What?
Huh? And she was like, why is nobody here? And I was just like, because we didn't know. So I, like, rounded everyone up real quick, sat down, and then she was like, would you disrespect your parents this way? Like, I've asked you to be here at a time. And we were all kind of like, no, you didn't.
Oh, no.
And so, I mean, I could believe that. She seemed pretty possessed by something. Dude, she was so angry that we disrespected her in such a way. We were just kind of like, whatever, dude.
Okay, cool. So yoga is evil. Good to know.
Yeah.
Definitely so.
Mind you, hey, none of us have ever done yoga, so clearly we're not evil, you know?
I had to think about it for a second. I have not done yoga.
I might have been forced once in PE or something, but, like, I don't remember.
Did yoga.
I almost did yoga. I mean,
I
yeah.
don't think I've ever done yoga.
I mean, do you know anyone that does yoga? Do they seem inherently evil?
No.
Mind you,
My partner is a very nice person.
To be fair, people, I feel like...
She does yoga every night, and she has yet to sacrifice me to her dark lord. So,
that's a bonus.
Things are going pretty
maybe
well.
she just likes too much. She's like, you know what, I can't sacrifice me.
It's possible.
She's just waiting.
Mind you, those
Lying
people
in
who
wait.
are like super fitness freaks, and they're like, yeah, I did. Like, I love yoga. Like, I couldn't be one of them.
They're terrifying people.
Yeah, they're genuinely like, have you tried yoga? Like, yoga's like, you're like, you're really tired today. Have you tried yoga? Actually, I feel like it's more Pilates people.
Probably,
Yoga and Pilates.
Yeah.
They're all just like, you should try it. Oh my god,
Yeah.
it like changed my life.
CrossFit.
Oh, CrossFit. Don't even get me started on CrossFit. Oh my god, no.
I mean, CrossFit itself is fine. It's just some of the people that you encounter.
Yeah. Like,
Well,
every problem you have, you're
okay.
like...
Let's not be judgmental about it. I'm just gonna say, if your entire life and identity revolves around one thing, you should probably
Get a new hobby.
try, diversify.
Yeah. Like, yeah, that's the thing. It's just the people who think that, like, that one thing solves every problem in
Yeah.
life. Like, I'm hungry, try CrossFit. I'm tired, do CrossFit.
Do it. Do it now.
All right.
Moving on to
Come
our...
on.
Jeez.
Oh, man.
I'm right here.
So this one
like that.
goes into
Terrible Arnold
our
impression. I
celebrities
apologise.
and our leaders and things like that. I have, two of them, I think.
Okay.
So this one is about Obama, previous president.
Okay,
of
let's
the
go.
United
Let's go.
States.
Come on.
So this one about Obama is the fact that he, when in power of America, controlled the weather.
How does this...
Okay, yes, I am
How
familiar
does
with this.
somebody get onto that? Like, he's controlling the weather. Oh.
So as the theory goes, it's apparently every time like he messed up or he did something. I don't remember what the first one was, but every time he messes up, he has a weather machine I don't know if Trump now has this weather machine. I don't know if it's something like inherent to the White House or if it was, specific to Obama. But like every time something happened, he would cause a natural disaster. So like all the heat would be off him, and it's like now on that disaster. So apparently something happened. I don't remember what he actually did because I don't remember Obama really doing anything particularly scandalous or whatever. But apparently like
no, not
a
particularly.
week later or so, the tornadoes went through Toronto.
I do not
and-
remember this.
Yeah.
All I hear about out of America is like hurricanes and shit. For the most
Hurricane
part.
Katrina, more like Hurricane Tortilla.
Shut.
Oh boy.
Bro, Vine was
Okay.
elite. Anyway, but yeah, so
That was
Shout
very
out Vine.
enthusiastic.
So yeah,
That was not a word.
so yeah,
so I'm gonna go ahead and assume that you're talking about HARP.
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 Yes.
Okay.
Probably.
So HARP or HAARP stands for High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, and it was a American government project that was basically they were using it to explore using the Earth's ionosphere to facilitate long-range radio communication.
You've gone way too sciencey
yeah.
on me now. I'm
Okay,
lost. I'm lost.
How does long
Very-
range radio communication come into weather?
very very basically, the the HARP array was designed to. Okay, there's a layer in the Earth's atmosphere called the ionosphere,
Mm-hmm.
which is like very mildly electrically charged, and they've. I think don't quote me on that. It's been a while since I've
Studied science.
like even looked at this, so I might be getting some details wrong. But basically, there's a layer in the Earth's atmosphere that they are able to bounce radio waves off of to basically get them to travel a longer range than just like straight along the Earth's surface.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, and it was an experiment into long range communications, basically.
Yeah.
A lot of people believe that the HARP array had the ability, because it was dealing with the ionosphere and like high altitude atmospheric stuff. A lot of people believe that it had the ability to control the weather.
I mean,
It
See,
doesn't. It doesn't.
It doesn't.
If,
Obviously,
if you look at the science, there is absolutely no way that this is true.
but when you
I feel
But-
like it could make sense though. Like obviously, when you're thinking about it from a someone who doesn't understand all like science and things like that, you're kind of
Yeah.
like, well, it's messing with stuff up in the atmosphere. Maybe an effect was
Yes,
rainfall,
absolutely.
hurricanes, blah blah.
Absolutely. At a basic level of putting things together, yes, it's
yeah.
You like that?
Plausible.
Makes
Because
sense?
you're like, oh right,
Like,
the,
you-
ra-
you-
the
you
radio
can-
waves are like heating up the electrons because the electrons are like they're more excited. There's clouds.
Bada
and
bing,
shit,
bada
or it
boom,
gets-
lightning.
Or it gets
yeah.
hotter or
If you
something.
yeah,
you know,
if
or,
you
like,
don't
whatever.
go and do further research into it and figure out what it actually is, then yes, I can absolutely see how
you can make
someone
like
could believe that.
a
Yeah.
general assumption. You're like, yeah.
But
yeah.
even like 5-10 minutes of research on the
Yeah, but who's
various
actually going to
factors
research
around
that?
it.
They're going to be like, yeah, nah, I believe
Exactly.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just like when I feel like it's all America. I'm pretty sure most of these things came from America because Americans just like you tell them something, they're like, okay. Like there was this guy who did that interview on the street and he said, "Do you think we should save the Homo sapiens?" And everyone's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"What's a Homo sapien? What?" And they were like, "Nah, we don't need them. Like I don't know what it is, so clearly they're not important. Let them die." And this guy was just standing there
Oh,
like,
no.
"You
My-
sure?"
My favorite. There was another one where this guy went around asking random Americans if they supported the bombing campaign against Agrabah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and most people were saying, yeah, do it if
Americans
the
hear
government's doing it,
anything
must be-"
about bombing, they're like,
Well,
yeah, we're American.
I don't think
we can
I
do
don't
that.
think it's I don't think it's a uniquely American thing. It's
Mind
more
you,
like
If
someone
you went up to someone in New
asked me that.
Zealand and said, "Do you care about the Homo sapiens?" They'd be like, yeah, that's us." What?
Yeah.
They'd be like, "What do you mean? It's us." Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Okay, the Agrabah one I can understand a little more because
Yeah.
a lot of people are not familiar with like geography in
Yeah,
general,
yeah.
and if someone's asking you something like that, and they've got a microphone in your face and a camera on you, you're not you're less likely to admit
pressure,
ignorance, and more likely to just go along with whatever it is. you know,
Yeah.
that is
like
true.
to seem knowledgeable.
I think it's also America has such a heavy media presence that like all this stupid shit we hear usually comes in America because just other places don't have such a heavy media influence. Like there's like European countries, but they're just like
Well, that's
there's
like
so
all
much there's so much free reign for the media in America, so like they can get anything.
Yeah,
pretty
Just
but
much.
it's like all the crazy news stories that come out of Florida. It's because
we-
Florida's.
Did we not talk about Florida last time we recorded?
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, to bring it back again, if you haven't seen that last episode, because it was quite long. I don't know where in the episode it is, but yeah, it's like all their media is like free knowledge to the public or something.
Yeah,
Knowledge.
there's no. Oh boy.
The media can pretty much
forgetting.
yoink
Yeah, as
information.
soon as it goes into court, like it's access to the media.
Yes,
It doesn't have to go
that's
through.
what it is. Yes,
Yeah.
legal records are immediately publicly available. There's no waiting period. Like they don't have to wait until a verdict is reached
Yeah.
by a jury.
So
or
pretty
whatever.
much, there's probably crazy stuff going on all over America, but because there's no like, not jurisdiction, what's the word? Because there's no like laws or whatever in Florida that say like it's not access to the public. That's why all the crazy stories you get from Florida. 'Cause
And specifically like arrest stories.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much.
So what you got for us next?
You know what? I don't even remember what that theory was that we were talking. Oh, was it? Were we still on yoga?
It was
No,
Obama
Obama.
controlling the weather.
Yeah,
Obama
that's right.
controlling
Obama.
the weather. Did we come to a verdict on that? On what we?
Do
you-
Obama is not controlling the weather.
Well, yeah, clearly. But do you
the-
think that it's a machine that like is only inherently like only Obama can control it, or do you think it's just something in the White
Well,
House?
I very
it
much doubt
was shut down in 2014, so 2 years before he left office.
Not e-
No, 2.5. May 2014. Yeah, about 2.5 years before he left office.
I don't think the presidents have any form of like power that they hold absolute authority over.
The
I mean,
power of the
Besides new
president
codes.
is a lot less far-reaching than
Yeah,
a lot of people
they
believe.
they have
Yeah.
they have like the codes of the nukes and stuff, but they've still got to get like is it like the vice president or somebody else?
Well, that's the
and
thing.
like
Well,
the
Everyone has like parts of the code, don't they?
and, like the chief of
Okay, so
like,
how that
army and
works is the
shit.
president doesn't actually have the power to order a nuclear strike.
yeah.
How it works, I'm pretty sure that the American nuclear arsenal is only to be used in retaliation.
Right.
Could you
Yeah.
imagine if the president had sole power? Trump would have annihilated everyone.
Yeah, so the way it works is...
I mean, I don't think he's that stupid.
I
It's-
differ.
You may think that, but like,
Yeah, the way it works is if an incoming nuclear strike is detected, the Pentagon or the military intelligence, they work to confirm it and then come up with some options for a viable counterattack, and then they present those to the president. The president decides which one they want to do, if they want to counterattack at all, and then that's taken to, I guess, the Joint Chiefs, and then they send those orders off to the applicable nuclear facilities, and they carry out their protocols from there.
So there's a process.
Yes,
There's definitely
there is a
process.
process.
Obviously
The
a process.
president does not have.
it's
carte
not just the
blanche.
president like beep boop bop, go.
The big
Yeah,
red
no.
button.
No, it is absolutely not like that. Can you imagine what a nightmare it would be
Jesus
if that was the
Christ.
case?
Imagine if it was like all the movies, like it's just a red button in a case.
People
Checks
being,
and
like,
balances, people. Checks and balances are important.
People
Yeah.
being like constant
Especially in
state of
government.
war, just like during the Cold War, that kind of just like it could just
Oh boy,
happen.
I could
It
tell.
just
I could tell
happen.
you some stories. Oh boy.
Cold War, man.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Whack.
So yes, to conclude, Obama does not control the weather.
And hopefully
As
Trump,
much as I
Trump
wish
will
that were
neither
true.
control the weather.
As much as I wish Obama had weather powers.
Bro, that'd be
Could
sick.
you
Imagine if he
imagine?
was like he was just like Storm
Yeah.
from is it Storm from
But
X-Men?
Obama,
Yes.
Yeah.
Obama
Storm.
wouldn't create hurricanes. He would cause it to rain on people's crops. And
Yeah, I
you
feel like he
know?
would have been nice. He would have been like, "Yo, we're on a
Yeah.
drought. Like, hit us
I
with
just
some rain."
imagine Obama just on playing basketball, like thunder strike. He's like, yeah.
Just
Have you
lightning
seen
strikes
those
the net.
videos of Obama just basketball? You're like, yep, just
Dunking.
yeah. He flexes
Oh,
on people.
man.
A little gust of wind to carry it in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's like, peace out.
bro, could you imagine that? He just uses like a bit of concrete to just like lift him so he can dunk higher. Like, oh,
Good
man.
game, fellas.
Bro, that would be
Oh
sick.
god.
And he's jealous of England having snow at Christmas, so he's like, "Hey, let us know."
Let's go.
So
dear.
number 6. This one is
Magic
a little bit
Obama.
more this isn't like a funny sort of dumb one. This is just one that like obviously isn't true, but like could be believed because it kind of makes sense. So scientists created HIV to combat overpopulation.
Oh boy.
Actually,
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
I've heard of this. Yeah.
Yeah.
This one comes around any time there's like a worldwide pandemic.
Well,
Like,
I mean, people thought that with COVID as well.
Yeah,
They were
exactly.
like, nah, it's overpopulation control.
The
Yeah.
media just ramped up the HIV like stuff, like just put people in a panic pretty much.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, it's the scary thing. It's like, well, it's actually kind of pretty easily avoidable.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's like, just don't be an idiot.
Pretty much. Whereas
Yeah.
like with obviously COVID and things like that, it is airborne.
Hmm.
So it's a little bit less like thing. But HIV, they're like, nah, scientists made it in a jar. They were like, you know what? We're getting a bit too populated again. Let's dial this down a bit.
Take them out.
It was just some
Rid of 'em.
scientists like, right,
Jesus.
take them out.
Ju-
Done.
just a few towns knocked off the map, you know. It's
Yeah.
easy as.
The plague.
That's just sounds like something America could do.
Yeah,
very
pretty
easily,
much.
for some
Again, I
reason.
think this was probably America.
With their military might, they just be like, that one, get rid of it. I don't like that town.
Yeah. Which state do you just want to knock off the map?
God, I feel like there's a lot of movies like that, which is America, like zombie movies and shit like
Yeah.
that it's like seal off a town, like get rid of it with a nuclear strike. It's like,
Hmm.
sure, people in the cities aren't gonna see the big ass mushroom cloud. Be like, what's that? It's like, oh, just some testing. It's like, wasn't there a town there? No,
You're like, what?
just
No.
a desert. You know?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
it's like the Simpsons movie where they just take Springfield off the map.
yeah.
I
In
haven't
a
seen it.
dome. They're just like, yep. Very
Come-
cool.
Coming up on your left, nothing.
I haven't seen it. Sorry, I'm lost with it.
Oh man,
I don't watch The Simpsons.
Oh, you haven't
I
seen
mean,
the
the
Simpsons
movie's
movie?
actually pretty good.
Yo, Homer rides up the dome on a motorcycle. Wait, he goes upside down, doesn't
Yeah,
he? Yeah,
yeah.
rides up underneath the dome
Well,
all the way to the top.
It's a callback to the Globe of Death earlier in the movie.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Remember
been
that?
a very long time since I've seen it, so...
It's actually
way
a very
over
good
my
movie.
head.
The seasons after the movie, not so great, but everything leading up to and including the movie, pretty good.
Banger.
That's when The Simpsons was at its peak.
Yeah. Wow.
Speaking of, actually, that brings me to another one that I didn't have written down.
Okay.
Simpsons, time travelers. The creators of The Simpsons are time travelers because they keep predicting things that happen in the future. Like,
Oh boy. Yeah. No.
Yeah, I feel like the
No.
thing with The Simpsons is that there's so many episodes and you got that much creative content going out. Like, you're gonna run across these things, like, coincidentally.
Yeah.
yeah.
Coincidences happen. They just
Well, mind you, they had something about the Twin Towers. They had Trump being president.
The Trump thing was after he announced his campaign.
Oh, so they
Yes.
just kind of assumed you.
Yeah,
Trump-
yeah. People are just misrepresenting the timeline.
Trump was
Uh,
Trump was in politics for a very long time.
Yeah.
Like, you just didn't realize, like, he was in a different, like, political party and everything. He wasn't a Republican. He was, like, the Reform Party or some shit.
Yeah,
I
Trump's
remember.
been bandying. He was bandying around getting into politics for decades
Yeah.
before this. The Twin Towers one, that is particularly interesting, but okay. So specifically, that one is a. I think the crux of that one is in the episode where the Simpsons go to New York. Homer gets his car impounded because he parks like right beneath both towers. Not in a parking space or whatever. It's not important, but basically the towers are heavily featured in that episode. And also Lisa at one point holds up a magazine with the towers on it, and then the number 9, and
Yeah.
it forms the numbers 9/11.
Yeah.
What you got to remember is that pre 9/11. The towers, like the World Trade Center, was a major landmark in New York City. Like,
So it was featured in pretty much everything.
yeah, there was even a teaser trailer for the first Spider-Man film, which came out 2002, which featured basically he like spun a web between the two towers to catch a helicopter. Yeah, and that
Right.
it was. I don't think it was ever broadcast because
Yeah, I can
it would've
imagine
been-
why.
yeah, no, well, I think they made it and then 9/11 happened and they were about to release it. I think so.
Yeah.
I don't.
Right. Yeah.
You're kind of like, oh damn.
Actually, it may have aired, but
Yeah.
they pulled it off pretty quick.
Remind
a lot of
me-
people would have complained. They would have been like,
Yeah.
No.
But what you have to remember is also there. Okay, so there was a terror attack in the
Remind me in the next coming weeks or whatever, we have to do a proper episode on like actual conspiracy theories, and we need to talk about subliminal messaging, because that heavily falls into what we're talking about now.
Oh,
but we'll cover it in a different episode. Because
1993, so like 8 years before 9/11, there was a truck bomb detonated in a parking garage beneath the the North Tower. Yeah.
Oh, really?
So yeah, killed.
I don't know about that.
Do you actually remember what you were doing then? Because obviously you're a little bit older than us, but you were
was
still like what,
4 years old.
Yeah.
So no, I don't remember. My parents probably would. But,
Yeah.
no, I do not remember that day at all.
Because I mean,
Please,
I was
I
like
was-
1. Wait,
Non-existent. Wait.
No.
No, I was.
2001,
I was
wasn't it?
existent.
you were literally like 9 months old.
So yeah, the concept of a terror attack on the towers was, it wasn't unheard of. you
Yeah.
know.
Well, especially when you've got something that big, like
And there was actually an episode of what's it called, the Lone Gunman. That's what it's called. It was an X-Files spin-off.
Right.
And there was an episode that aired, I think it was a couple months before 9/11, where terrorists hijacked an airliner and attempted to fly it into the World Trade Center. Yeah.
That's not great. I'm
Yeah.
assuming it doesn't.
No,
exist
the heroes
anymore.
like saved the day.
Yeah.
They
Still.
divert
Like.
the plane. But yeah, like it's weird to think, like, especially for us who, we don't really remember anything before 9/11. But in a pre-9/11 world, things were completely different.
Yeah.
Especially around air travel and all that.
Yeah,
But
America was a
the
lot
towers
different.
were, they, people did just, they understood that if there was a terrorist attack against America, the towers would probably be the prime target.
yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, even in what is it, Home Alone? He's like standing on top of the towers. What's his
he?
name? Yeah, when he
Does that
gets
happen?
left in New York. Yeah, he's like, there's a scene where he's standing on top of one of the towers.
Let me look this up.
What's his name? Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When was
He's-
Home Alone released?
Because Trump's in
The
that
second-
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when it's in the second one, I think.
Yeah,
he's,
it's the second one.
Yeah, he's standing on top of one of the towers. Imagine if that like strike happened then.
Yes, he stands on top of the
That
South
won't be
Tower.
released.
Yeah.
And
So,
the
When was that
scenes-
movie released?
Blah. Let's see. It was
But yeah, like
released
imagine they were like filming that and then all of a sudden just
Well,
1992.
Released.
well, obviously.
The camera would probably
92.
destroyed.
92. Yeah.
Ah, so a good couple of years. I thought it was like 98 or something. So that was, I was
No.
like, oh, it's pretty close.
The
But
third one was 97.
Right.
But yeah, they, as far as I understand, they actually remove those scenes in a lot of broadcasts these days,
oh, really?
just to avoid. Because it must be like a pretty brief shot, eh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
He-
it's like
he
part
just,
of a montage or something.
Yeah, he's literally just like wandering around New York, and
Yeah.
then he like goes up there.
Fun fact: Home Alone 2: Lost in New York features a cameo by
Trump.
at the time businessman Donald Trump.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
said that.
I do actually remember that scene for
Sorry,
some
I was-
reason.
Yeah. Oh no,
I
it's all
was
good. He just walks into him in the
Googling.
lobby and he just
Yeah.
asks him a
He's
question.
like, hey,
Yeah.
it's over there. It's like, oh, that's that man.
I love how Trump wasn't like, "Oh, child, why are you here by yourself?"
yeah.
Mind you, what a smart kid. He like rents out a hotel room and things like that on the his dad's credit card. I think he has.
Yeah. It's like his
Yeah.
credit card, or he just puts it like on his account or something.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure it was his
No, I
credit
think he
card
uses
though.
the credit card. Yeah.
Fun fact: another fun fact. Macaulay Culkin is 40 this year. He just turned 40. So
He old.
Yeah, he tweeted
if
about
that makes
it. and
you
he
feel
was,
old, I'm sorry, but yeah.
See, it makes me feel old, but at the same time, it doesn't because I'm just kind of like, ah, well, you know, he made those movies like a long time ago. But
He's actually
Those-
a pretty cool dude.
yeah, those movies. What, have you met him?
No, but he does. He's done a lot of. Oh, it's just something weird there. He's done a lot of guest appearances on YouTube channels.
Oh, yeah.
Like he did something with the Modern Rogue where they were like learning to analyze blood spatter patterns.
Yeah.
Something. He just seems like a real cool dude.
Like,
Like
he's down for anything. He's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
No. After all the drugs.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did have a pretty serious drug problem in his
I mean, what celebrity doesn't know?
20s, 30s. Yeah.
When you have that kind of
Yeah.
money, you're like, may
Yeah,
as well.
especially when you go in at the age. I feel like people who found stardom like in their 20s, it's like kind of been all right, but people who've been like child stars
Yeah.
really kind of
It'd
suffered.
be easier to manipulate
Yeah.
and just change their mindsets and whatnot
Yeah,
that kind of
because like
age.
you've got all these people being like, yeah, no, drugs are cool. I mean, we all do it, and then the kid's like,
Yeah.
okay,
He is currently also in a relationship with Brenda Song, so good on them.
really?
Yeah.
Isn't she? Oh no, she'd be
London
with-
from Sweet Life.
Yeah,
No?
Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Oh
She
my
plays
God.
London Tipton.
It's been
Oh
so
my God.
long. I'm trying to remember.
The daft Asian chick.
Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I didn't watch Sweet Life of Zack and Cody that much.
Sweet Life
so-
on Deck.
What?
Sweet Life on Deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in that. London Tipton.
I know the name.
Which we should probably do an
Bro.
episode on pop culture conspiracies because
Oh.
London's probably a wizard, like a Harry Potter wizard.
Why?
Which
Why?
there's evidence.
What do you mean there's evidence?
See, when you said London
Well,
is a witch, I thought you meant like the
Okay,
place, and I was like,
so-
wait.
Going off topic, not that we haven't been off topic for a while now.
Exactly.
But no, the main piece of evidence is in an episode where I think it was an episode of Sweet Life on Deck where somebody mentions you know who, and she immediately comes back with Voldemort.
Because Harry Potter just doesn't exist in her.
I guess,
woman.
but also
Universe.
the idea, the fact that she doesn't appear to be familiar with like basic everyday stuff.
Oh yeah, true.
And
Like the fact
ju-
that she's quite. Simple.
Yeah, I think there's other evidence throughout the show.
So
but
it's
that's,
the fact
that's
that
the big one.
London's probably magic, not Brenda Song.
Yes.
Oh, I
Yes,
thought you
the
meant.
the character.
Oh, okay.
What?
That makes more sense. I thought you meant like
Okay.
there's evidence that she's like a
No.
wizard, and like, and I was like, I don't know, but yeah, okay, that makes a lot more sense. That I could actually probably get behind.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah.
She's probably a Hufflepuff, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Loves-
Yeah, I can see that.
That sounds about
Yeah.
I
right.
was like, yep.
Right. What's next?
What have we done? Scientists do HIV. That we got on that by
Oh, boy.
scientists invented HIV. But going back to the world leaders and things like that, we
Mhm.
have, which I think you guys have actually probably heard of this one. So this is the penultimate
Penultimate.
theory, which means second to last. Fun
Yes,
fact.
thank you.
Um,
Thank you for telling me that.
you're welcome. And
The penultimate peril.
viewers, the listeners, all 10 of you.
I would assume anyone who's read a series of unfortunate events knows what the word penultimate means.
Mm.
Is it in there? See,
The 12th book is called The Penultimate Peril.
Oh, yeah, see, I never
Yeah.
read the books. I thought you meant in the movie.
Oh, I had nothing to
I'm
say.
sorry to
That
have
movie just always
insulted you.
gave me weird vibes. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
The show's
very
pretty
like
good.
Tim Burton-esque.
Yeah,
Before,
I would agree.
yeah, was Tim Burton sort of doing stuff before that, or was that
Tim Burton.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Talking like-
okay.
Late 80s he started.
Remember, I was born in 2000. I'm a young
Batman.
child. So
Yeah, I'm
God,
not, I'm not
come
on
on.
the same page.
Beetlejuice, Batman.
Yeah.
Let's go.
do you know who Tim Burton is?
I'm not pop culture savvy.
No, but Nightmare Before Christmas, Corpse Bride.
Do you see what I have to deal with?
Yeah, this is. See,
Yeah, no, I'm on the same page. Yep, I know who he is.
Jeez, Louis. What was the one he did with Johnny Depp and
Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down?
Yeah, I was gonna say Johnny Depp and his wife, but she's
Yeah.
they're literally in like everyone, aren't they? Yeah, okay, we'll just move on. We'll just move on. It's irrelevant. But anyway, so world leaders. This is the one that you've probably like all heard before, and
Right.
it's a big thing. So all our world leaders, so presidents, everything like that, and also all the top.
Can I guess?
Celebrities.
Can I guess? Reptilians?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're all reptile people. So there are reptile overlords. Besides the fact that this was actually ripped from a TV series. The TV series V, I think
Hey, I
it's
found the
called.
cockroach.
V.
It's up there.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Well, hey, hang on.
It's
Were we
alright.
talking about the cockroach like during recording, or was that
No, I
before?
don't
That was
I think it
before.
Okay, all right. So, Connell found
Bro.
a cockroach in the kitchen this morning, and it disappeared, and now it's just reappeared right above Jen's head.
Oh,
So,
It's going.
yeah, there we go.
I mean, he is walking away, but like,
He,
So,
he
okay.
looked like he was about to fall before. I'll tell you if he
That's-
falls.
thanks. That's the thing. I'm not actually like scared of bugs if they're like away from me. Like if I see bugs or
Yeah.
whatever, like if it was on the desk in front of me, that's fine because I know realistically it's not going to jump. But the fact that it's literally above my
No.
head.
No. I've had a whitetail crawl out from underneath
Oh,
my
okay.
keyboard. I'm like,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
A
I remember
whitetail's a bit different to a cockroach. Like if I saw a
I
cockroach,
would still freak the fuck out.
yeah. If I saw a cockroach on the desk, like, I could deal with it, is what I'm saying. But the fact that I'm sitting down and it's above my head and I can't do anything about
it's a matter of like surprise and like not knowing what's going on, I guess.
Yeah.
Personally, I think this particular cockroach is part of the conspiracy.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we were just about to talk about it, and
He's
then
an informant.
bam, cockroach.
He's an
Yeah.
informant. He's a scout. We gotta get rid of him.
The birds work
Wow,
for
I
the
picked on that.
bourgeoisies. I mean, he's not like quite above my head anymore, so I can. It's alright. Just yeah.
I'll keep an eye on him. Don't worry.
Thanks. Because out of everyone in this room, I trust you the most.
Yep.
Yeah.
I definitely won't just not tell you.
Bro, you'd forget about it, and then it would like fall, and you'd be like, "Ah, it's gone."
He's like, let that thing go.
Oh man.
That wacky old thing.
Right. Yeah, I love, like you said, I love how it shows up when we're talking about like the reptile
Yeah.
conspiracies. It's like
Oh yeah.
my cousins.
Yes.
Just completely derailed us.
Oh man. But yeah, so fun fact about this one. So I mean, people believe that they're part of the Illuminati as well, don't they? Or is that a completely
The
separate?
Illuminati's
Oh,
fucking
boy.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Or conspiracies, that is.
But do they believe
on
that the
them.
reptile people are part of the Illuminati? Because I know they believe that all the
Probably.
big celebs are part of the Illuminati, but then they also believe all the big celebs are reptile people. Are they one and the same, or?
So the Illuminati, most people when they talk about the Illuminati are referring to the Bavarian Illuminati, who were a group of.
They're
when was this?
Freemasons or
say.
something?
I want to say 15th, 16th century. I could be wrong about that.
Just quick, like the Illuminati did exist. It was a
yes,
thing.
yes,
Yeah,
the Bavarian
yeah.
Illuminati.
Yes.
It was a
When
it was
they in
a
early...
coalition of scientists, astronomers, stonemasons, writers, intellectuals who gathered to basically share their scientific findings away from.
I'm sorry if you
Anyway,
hear my
the-
knuckle clicking. But
Basically, they were avoiding persecution by the church,
yeah.
who at that time was like super into this is how it is. Anything that challenges that, you're getting excommunicated and imprisoned. Basically.
Heresy.
So,
yeah, so
the Illuminati were actually like they make more sense.
they were the good guys.
Yeah.
The Bavarian Illuminati were the good guys, and over time, that concept of a secretive society who gather in
They gather in
seclusion
secrecy to avoid the church, basically.
to challenge the power structures that exist. That kind of evolved into this sinister cabal of people who want to control the world.
Yeah.
Which, you'd think that they'd have a better handle on things if that was the case.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, but everything gets twisted out of. But it's like Chinese whispers. You're kind of like, wait, that's not what we started with. What?
Yeah.
No, when
So,
you
that's-
actually read up on that, it's like, this just sounds like a normal organization. Like,
Yeah.
nothing like what it's transpired into being today, or what people say it is today. That is.
So yeah, that's the Illuminati.
Yeah, but with the conspiracy theory, this is the thing about this conspiracy theory. I did a little bit of research on this one. So,
Reptilians.
4% of Americans, which is 5 million people, believe this to be true. Like,
Well,
believe
like,
this to
that's
be
like the entire country of New Zealand believing in this.
yeah. I mean,
basically.
we've got like what
Listen,
4.5.
Not that New Zealanders believe in this stuff.
No.
We are smarter than that. I like to think.
Yes,
I
but
would like to think that.
hold on. The
I like to
NZ
have faith in people.
population is 4.886 million. Oh, that's 2018 though. So obviously I'm just gonna round it up to 5
Yeah,
million.
well,
So it's 5.2 million people who believe that all leaders and things are reptiles. So literally more than the population of New Zealand believe in this.
I mean, but come on. When you look at Mark Zuckerberg, that's like
Like, yeah.
almost like straight evidence, solid evidence that
Right?
they're
Yeah, it's like his
reptiles.
disguise just wasn't as good as everyone else.
Yeah, he's a faulty product.
boy.
Yeah.
I mean, like we could do episodes upon episodes about.
I feel like anything we
the
talk about, we could do
aliens.
episodes upon episodes with you because you'd just be
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I've got this.
Oh yeah. yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So the reptilians. Oh
Reptilians.
yeah. Just because it's such a
They
dense
vibing.
topic. The reptilian theory generally goes in hand with this bigger, grand conspiracy about aliens and the government. that there's like different hierarchies of species, and that they have agreements with the world governments to be able to abduct and experiment upon a certain number of people in exchange for not blowing us to kingdom come.
I like the theory better of like aliens just saw us one day and they're like, nah, these people are gonna kill themselves. Like they need to follow someone else. So like they just disguise themselves like us, being like, like teaching a child, being like, hey, this
That's
is what
entirely
you're supposed
possible,
to do. Like I like that better. They just saw us as some like inferior dumb race, and they're
Maybe
like, no, we
there's
need
some,
to.
if like Star Trek, like the Federation law where you can't like
Prime Directive.
Yeah, well, you can't
you
directly
cannot,
interact.
You cannot interfere with the development of pre-warp civilizations. Yes.
Yeah, but maybe it's like
I am also a nerd.
Maybe it's like a different kind of thing where they can't directly interfere, but they're like, they need some help so they don't destroy themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say it's interesting that.
Mind you, whoever sent Trump, send him back.
The vast majority of alien abductions and UFO sightings and such began after we cracked nuclear weapons and nuclear energy. But I'm not going to...
What if they, like,
just
abducted certain people? So what if Obama... Because you've seen, like, the photos of him. It's, like, a younger guy and things like that. And him and Michelle have been together for, like... No, just stay with me for this. What if they were abducted, right? And they were taught, like, by the aliens and things like that, and they sent them back, and that's how, like, he became president, because they were like, no, we think you're good. We've been watching you. We think you're, like, good. This is how we do things. Now you need to teach the people how to do things, too. So that, like, all the world leaders, they're just, like, in agreement with aliens, being like, okay, this is how you need to run things.
I mean, given the way the world stands right now, I don't think that's how it's going.
Yeah, see,
honestly,
they just didn't make it to Trump. They didn't think Trump was going to win, so they were like, nah, like he's going to lose. We're back in Hillary, and they were like, ah, shit.
Yeah,
oh, no.
Yeah. They just grabbed Obama and the Clintons and Bernie and all them.
And then Trump just kind of stepped in and like ruined everything. They were like, ah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ted Cruz. I mean, that would explain a lot. That would explain a lot.
Yeah. Like, because they can't directly interfere. They were just like, oh, we'll just abduct a few people, just tell them about things, keep it all hush hush, and we'll send them back, and then put them into power.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
I mean,
Elon Musk.
His company is working with the government to provide people's, personal information.
Yeah.
Elon Musk.
To unscrupulous.
Anybody. Elon Musk. Like, look at all the shit he's doing.
I don't know. Musk is too much of a loose cannon, I think.
Yeah, actually,
maybe
see,
instead of being abducted, maybe Elon is just one of the aliens, and he's like, I'm just gonna do my own thing. Like, imagine he just didn't want to be.
I believe that more. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't want to be like up in space anymore. He's just like, I could do some like cool shit.
Yeah,
on Earth.
he's just here to have fun.
Yeah.
He's experimenting. He's like, yeah.
I mean, he's got his own space program, doesn't he?
Yeah, SpaceX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He
look at what he
got
named his
money.
child.
Oh,
Tell me that's
yeah.
not some sort of like
Oh,
alien.
That
name.
was he was.
Do you guys even know how to say the name?
No.
I
God, it was like
I've only seen it written down. I've never
Yeah,
heard someone say it.
It supposedly is pronounceable as a regular human name. Like, I think it was Alex?
No, it translates to Kyle.
Kyle.
Yeah.
I think.
Kyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, something generic.
I
like
remember-
that.
I
I
saw
think
this-
I'm like 90% sure about
I
that.
saw this interview and this guy says like, "How is blah blah," but he obviously says the name how you read it, and Elon
Yeah.
just goes, "What?" And then he goes, "Oh, my child, I thought you were reading out a Wi-Fi password or something." And I was just like,
which
"Bruh."
should have been a red flag,
Yeah. Oh man, but yeah, that's my theory.
Oh, I would-
all the
Your theory specifically.
I will
Yes.
say, our initial concept for this episode was that everyone was going to bring a crazy conspiracy theory that we would talk about. I do remember discussing those. I think
Yes.
we
we
quickly
didn't
abandoned it.
reach a conclusion on that
yeah.
conversation.
I think it was more like this is what we should do from now.
Yeah, but my
You have done
contribution was going to be on the alien hierarchy that exists
Yes.
within the government. Yeah, so we may in fact revisit that, and I'd really like to revisit that.
I'd like to revisit like actual conspiracy theory because these were all dumb ones that like people kind of made up, and then other people were like, "Yeah, that makes sense." I still have one more that we'll get to after this, but like, I'd like to visit like actual conspiracy theories because
Yes,
that just
let's
sends
do
you
it.
down a
love it.
whole wormhole of different shit. Like,
Yeah. Just a lot of like circumstance and like It says reasoning to it, but we don't have like evidence that actually is scientifically proven. And
It's
and they're
literally like
but we
all
don't believe in science, so it doesn't need to
Yeah.
have scientific proof. It's like
It's all circumstantial.
Yeah.
Like, pretty much 99% of it is circumstantial, and then that other 1% is just, like, coincidence that makes it fall together.
You can claim
Science.
anything
Yeah.
you want as long as you can move the goalposts enough.
Yeah,
Mm.
pretty much. So my final conspiracy theory, which is very, very relevant right now, it's about COVID.
Yeah.
Kind of falls along the same line as the HIV one.
better not be what I fucking think it is.
What do you think it is?
The 5G towers.
It's the 5G tower.
Yeah.
So,
Oh boy.
yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, when 5G came out, I don't know why nothing happened when 4G came out, so I don't get
No.
why they were suddenly like, nah, 5G, like.
Because it's one more G, Jen.
The towers are larger. Ah!
It's too many G's.
Oh, yeah. But basically, for anyone who doesn't know, when 5G became a thing, it was also just coincidentally around the time that COVID started having an outbreak. COVID actually happened a little bit beforehand, but it was when it started becoming more global is when they announced the release of 5G. And so people believe that 5G is helping to carry coronavirus because of its higher wave frequencies. It can lower your immune system and somehow helps transmit the because like COVID is an airborne virus, so they believe that somehow the wave frequencies of 5G carry that virus to everyone who uses 5G, etc., etc. And the fact that it lowers your immune system is a higher chance for you actually like getting sick. Something about the
It
waveforms
just hurts my
just like
brain.
microwaves you basically.
Thank you for listening to the Zero Function podcast. I'm going to go top myself because I no longer believe in the common
Human
good of
race?
humanity. Yeah.
Fuck.
No,
So- and you
but
believe that
just-
we lead ourselves
Is it-
like
again, like 30 seconds of research. You just did.
Yeah.
people literally in all of not I was going to say Europe, but all of England and Birmingham, and they were destroying
Oh,
the
yeah.
towers. Like they were actually like
Yeah.
rioting.
There was even a couple here in New Zealand that got destroyed in Auckland, I'm pretty sure.
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
bro, what the fuck?
Like people were literally destroying these towers because they
And
were
burning
saying
them
that.
down and stuff.
Yeah, there were like riots and things like that because they were saying 5G carries the virus. If they're
Much
just-
to his surprise, the towers they got rid of did not have any factor in people getting infected.
Exactly. It's
No.
not like, zombie apocalypse, like we're controlling your brains. Like, it's a completely different thing.
Okay, so I've been thinking about this a lot lately. Human
Why?
brains.
Oh, I thought you meant the 5G conspiracy.
No,
theory.
no,
was like,
no.
what?
It ties into it though. Just human brains have a huge amount of difficulty accepting that because our brains are programmed to look for patterns. It's a survival thing from thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
A prime example of that is pareidolia. It's
Para
where
what?
it's where you see like faces in things.
Mm.
Like you guys know those old pictures of Mars where you
Oh,
can see
yeah,
Oh, and like-
faces in the rocks and stuff.
Yeah.
And like when you look at cars and you're like, that's a happy like face in the
Yeah,
front of the
and then
car,
people will take that and say, well, that's clearly evidence of
Yeah.
extraterrestrial life, because why would there be a face there? It's like, it's just a rock formation, your brain is interpreting it as a face.
Yeah.
So human brains are designed to look for patterns. When there is no pattern, when there is no reason for something big happening, our brains start to fill in the blanks, which is why you get so many crazy conspiracy theories around things like 9/11 or any kind of major disaster. Like, and this goes back to pretty much everything we've talked about today, like the Obama weather theory.
Yeah.
Like, people cannot comprehend that something has something
Happened at
of
the
that,
same time, yeah.
no, that something of that magnitude could have such a simple reason for happening.
Yeah.
Like, there has to be this bigger reason, this massive conspiracy behind it, because if there's no reason behind something this big, then why?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
our
If
brains just can't comprehend
5G
it.
had come out like a couple months before or after or whatever, I feel like everyone would have been like, well, how, and I don't know if it would have been better or worse, because it's almost like assigning the blame. You're like, I need something to like blame for this big whatever. So if 5G just wasn't a factor through there, I feel like it almost would have been a lot worse because people wouldn't have had a thing to focus on. They would have just panicked. I mean, look how much people panic now.
It's just a coincidence.
Yeah,
Once again,
exactly.
that people are saying, they're like, oh yes, this thing is in a time period with this other thing that is major, so this must have some sort of correlation with what I'm panicking about.
As far as we in the scientific community, that's and the scientific community, not we are not
scientific community.
As far as
We
the
are
scientific
as far away
community
from the scientific community
knows, COVID-19 began when somebody ate a bat that was infected with a strain of this particular virus.
Yeah.
It's like
Do bats just carry that in general?
Something.
Or
No, it was a
Batch.
particular strain of virus which had mutated enough to jump to humans. Because different diseases will affect different species.
Well, because that's the thing,
differently.
isn't it? Dogs or some animal carries some sort of virus that's deadly to us, but it's chill for them. They live with it.
That wouldn't surprise me. Yeah.
There's a lot of situations
Yeah.
with that which animals are just carriers, and then you just have no idea.
but it
You're
just
like,
doesn't
oh,
affect
shit.
them.
Yeah, it's
But
like
for
how
us, it'd be deadly.
it's like how the cordyceps fungus only affects ants and stuff.
That shit's terrifying.
And if it
What?
jumped to humans, then we would have
Is
Is
the
that
last
the
of
thing
us.
that kind of turns them into zombie ants?
Yeah,
sort of
yeah,
thing?
it's a type of fungus that takes over ants and stuff, and it kind of grows, and it's got a huge network that spans
It's,
over
what
jungles
it
and
does
shit.
is the spores infect the ant,
Yeah.
and then starts to grow in certain areas of the brain, and basically controls the ant and gets it to climb way up high onto a plant or something. And it basically bites down into the plant and just stays there until it dies, while this fungus grows out of its body. And then once the fungus grows large enough, it spores and releases. It basically releases more spores into the atmosphere, and that's how the fungus
It's
reproduces.
like a really
Damn.
scary hive mind. It's,
Kinda.
And if that was translated into something worse, it's like a human version.
Well, then you get The Last of Us.
Yeah, exactly.
pretty much.
That is.
That's exactly. I
spooky
love
scary.
that game.
That's so good. Have you played the second one?
I haven't played any of them. I watched gameplay of them because I don't have a computer that could run that. First of all,
No, I mean it's on PlayStation, but
You don't have
Is it?
those either.
yeah,
don't you?
PlayStation exclusive.
what am I thinking of?
I don't know.
You're just off your chops.
No, not. I have seen the last one because I watched Mark play them both. It's
Right.
The Evil Within is what I'm thinking of. That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
But yeah, no. Okay, so but still, one, I don't have something that could. I still have a PS2.
No.
Like, I
Oh,
don't. That's
no.
my most
Jeez.
upgraded PS thing. I have a PS2 and an Xbox 360.
I'll give you the 360 is a fantastic console.
Yeah.
So good.
But yeah. So one, I don't have something that can run the game. Two, I'm just not a good enough gamer that I could enjoy it because I'd keep dying and I'd get frustrated. So that's why I like watching gameplay of people is because people actually know how to play the game.
The easy difficulty is pretty easy.
Yeah, true. That's the thing.
It's a
But-
pretty intuitive game as well.
But yeah, I love that game. But it's it. Markiplier hasn't played the second one yet, and I want to see the second gameplay. But because I watched the first one of him playing
Honestly,
it,
I'm
I
gonna say play the second one for yourself. It is.
You want to buy me a console?
I just finished it recently, and it's a journey. Oh boy.
I didn't even finish the first one somehow.
The first
I
one is
don't know
so
what
good.
happened.
The first one is easily one of my favorite games
Oh yeah.
ever.
I whenever I'm doing things, I rewatch those gameplays all the time.
Fair enough.
Those are my version of podcasts.
Yeah.
Oh man. But anyway, that's all the theories I have. We've talked for an hour and 10?
Hour 20.
Hour 20.
Hour
yeah.
20. Boom.
That's pretty good.
That's the thing. You can do very minimal research because I know that we just shit talk about a lot of stuff and we get off topic and things like that. But I feel like that's the fun of it. You know,
Yeah.
our tagline: "No brain cells are present." It just, you
Well,
can just keep
maybe
going.
him also because he's just
Just a few.
you're
Yeah.
just you're something. You got a
We've probably got 10 brain cells between us, and 5 of them are yours.
He's got a
I'll
lot
take
of pop culture and weird just
Oh.
information in your head. I don't know how you store it all.
You'd
It's
be good
just
on a
there.
game show because you're that person that's just got knows all the random facts.
I win Trivial Pursuit every time.
He does.
that's not even
don't think I've
bragging.
ever
It's just a
played.
fact.
It's scary to play against him.
You're just I know this.
I probably get
Yeah.
a tenth of the things that he gets right. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah.
I mean, look,
Yeah.
it's not difficult. You just need to keep your eyes and
Not
ears
have
open.
life.
Say that.
You know. No, just like when you encounter information in the world, just pay attention to it. You know?
Yeah,
you
my
know what I
brain
find
just
weird
doesn't
is when
absorb.
I learn new things, suddenly I see that everywhere. Like the word penultimate. I like heard someone on a YouTube channel like say it, and I was just like, "What does that mean?" Google it, and then like suddenly I just heard it everywhere. What is it? The fact that I just wasn't aware of it
Subliminal
before?
It goes
Yes.
back to the pattern recognition thing.
Yeah.
Because our brains are designed to look for patterns. It happens to me with cars. There was a period of about 3 or 4 months, a couple of years ago, where I suddenly noticed that there were a lot of Audis
Yeah.
in this city, and I was just seeing Audis everywhere.
Same.
Like I'd never like paid attention to them before.
For me, it mostly happened with TV. Like, I'd be talking about something just, like, with mates, you know, at the computer, and I'd go out into the lounge, TV's on, it's like, talking about the exact same thing, or something similar to what I was talking about, like, excuse you?
Well, it's the same
Hold
thing
on.
with my car, my beautiful, lovely car.
Oh.
Like- so I have a Nissan March, but it is like Shrek green. And when I say that, like literally the color of Shrek's skin tone is the color of my car.
It's not great.
I literally had never seen that car before until my mum brought it to my work. She's like, "What do you think about that car outside?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, cool." And then she bought it for me, and I saw them everywhere, especially in Auckland. There are so many green ones, like exactly the same. And it's always so funny because it's either like a family or an elderly person driving those cars, and I'm just like,
It's because nobody wants to be seen in it.
"Hey, I have never been pulled over in that car."
Doesn't change the fact that you don't want to be seen in it.
Oh man, it's a good car. I like it. My little tool.
It's
But
nasty.
yeah, I never saw that car before, and then all of a sudden I just see them everywhere. It's just suddenly you're like, "Oh, the world has opened up to me."
Of course, we all know that it's the government surveilling us,
Yeah, they're like, "You know what?
And-
She's learnt this new topic. We must show her."
taking all of our personal information from Cambridge Analytica and
Yeah.
giving it to our reptilian overlords.
Yes.
Like the adverts, like as soon as you start talking about something, they all show.
Targeted advertisements.
Yeah.
It's like an amplified version of like the
Or we could get into
Google
that.
News on your phone or something.
Capitalism is your life.
Like your FBI agent, like in your phone. We could get into a whole nother topic about that. But
Oh,
anyway,
boy.
I think that is
Yeah,
good for this
let's not.
episode. So we will catch you in the next one. Make sure to check out the other episodes we have live. We've got, Ted Bundy. We've got UFO abductions.
Shit.
All sorts of that. I think we did some sort of theories and things like that in the first one. I don't know.
We did with
ghosts
ghosts
yeah.
and shit.
All
spirits,
sorts of things
first
we've got
one.
up there. Make sure to
Yep.
subscribe. Turn on that bell to get notifications every time we post. It's generally every week on a Friday, but if you subscribe, you'll know.
Tell us what you want to hear.
Yeah, leave something in the comments about what you want us to talk about and what you want to see in our next podcast. But anyway,
We're always happy to take listener ideas.
yeah, I mean, some of us clearly love research. So if you get him interested in a new topic, you're going to hear everything about it. So
Oh, yeah.
let us know.
Yeah. Am I
Anyway.
looking forward to that? I don't know.
Anyway, guys, peace.
Yeah.
Bye bye.